Hey, believers.
And skeptics.
Well, we've got something you can both enjoy. The Speed Art Museum is having an exhibit called The Supernatural America. It examines the artwork that has shaped our collective imagination of the supernatural and paranormal and asks why America is haunted. This exhibit runs until January 2nd.
Museum hours are Friday 1 to 8 p.m., Saturday and Sunday 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Masks are required to enter the museum. What a fun way for all skeptics
and believers
to get the shit scared out of them, but in a classy way.
Let me tell you a story.
Welcome to My Skeptical Sister. I'm Megan, the Skeptical One.
I'm Erin, the Believer.
And we are back on a Sunday night.
I know, it's coming our new night. So I have a weird thing that keeps happening to me.
Oh, okay. I was getting really excited because I thought maybe you would finally tell me.
What? Oh, I do. I have something.
Yeah, I can't believe you were going to start with something other than this because Erin...
I teased it last Monday.
Texted me a week ago and says, oh my gosh, we got something really awesome from a fan.
I didn't say really awesome. Trust me.
It's not awesome?
I do not think so. I said we got a gift from a fan.
Okay, we got a gift from a fan. Now I'm super curious.
This is just proof that I think you're the favorite.
Well, I know that I'm the favorite.
Okay, well now I got to get up and go get it.
Yes, okay, you do. I've waited this long.
Hold on. Entertain the people.
Okay, so I don't know what else. I don't know how to entertain.
Okay, so proof that you are at least some people's favorite.
I know that I am.
Because something I said I would never have in my house, and it has now been here.
We got a Ouija board.
For a week.
Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth.
A Ouija board. You will be taking that home with you tonight.
Oh my gosh, Erin.
Did you see how high I had it up? Because I was like, my kids will not stumble across this.
Okay, this is amazing. Ouija board, mystifying oracle.
Ages 8 and up.
See, it's kid friendly.
No, it's not.
Miles got 3 more years and he can whip this out. Sturdy wood board with original graphics.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's read a little bit about the Ouija board. Oh, I love it. It's got like little...
I know. Oh, I'm so glad you're doing this.
Speech bubbles all around the Ouija board on the back, the picture on the back.
Suggestions, in case you don't know how to start.
Right, just if you want to know what you should ask the Ouija board, here's some ideas. Will my parents let me go to the concert? What should I wear? That's definitely what I'll ask. Will I pass my history test? What grade will I get? Will I ever be tall enough to slam dunk? Oh, how tall will I be? Does Tommy know that I like him? Who told him?
Oh, the ghost.
Oh my gosh, this is amazing. So Whitney gave us this, right?
Yeah, Whitney did.
Okay, because you were going to tell me, but then I went to go get my haircut. Whitney is one of my best friends. I've known her for years and years, and I go to her to get my haircut, but also because she is hilarious. So I love spending time with her. But then as I was walking out the door, you're like, you're going to go see Whitney? It's like, yeah. You're like, do not let her tell you what she got you. As soon as I walked in the door, she was like, did you love it? I was like, don't tell me. I swear. I put my fingers in my ear. She was like, are you really not going to let me tell you? I was like,
no, really not.
Erin would kill me. And no, I'm loyal to a fault sometimes. I'm like, so no, I will not let you tell me. But I was like, what in the world could it be? Girl, you want to open it up?
No, I don't want to open it up.
We could ask it a question, just one question.
We can open it up, but I'm not going to touch it.
Oh my gosh. Well, what am I going to do with this?
I don't know. I did kind of think when we do our after hours thing, we could bring that.
Oh, yes, that's definitely happening. And what? I'm just going to sit around and ask.
No, maybe people will volunteer to help do it with you.
No, you will do it with me.
Oh my gosh, I'm not going to touch it. I swore to Teresa I never would.
Well, Teresa is not your sister. So
no.
Teresa didn't take the time to start a podcast with you. So Teresa will have to get over it. Oh my gosh, we're definitely going to bring this to our after.
Yeah.
And we'll do something there.
Okay. I'm not promising that.
Okay, I will do something there.
Well, now I feel like so that I don't have to cut all the little snippets there. We have some exciting news.
Yes, we do have some after hours news.
We will go back to my problem that I tried to start this with later. But we have the Speed Art Museum here in Louisville. It's a really cool museum. It's free on Sundays and it has awesome like
Amazing exhibits.
really cool exhibits. I've been there several times as an art teacher, and they're having an exhibit called The Supernatural America, the Paranormal in American Art.
Ooh.
I know, and somebody, tagged us in this when it was going around on Facebook,
Uh-huh.
and I thought, oh, wouldn't that be fun if we collaborated with them? But what would we do? I mean, they're definitely bigger than our little podcast.
Oh my gosh, definitely. Yeah, they're very well known.
Yeah, it's a great museum.
It is.
But I thought, probably they're going to say thanks, but no thanks.
Or we'll just hear crickets, we won't
right.
get a response.
But they totally responded and
Yes.
said, we listened to your podcast and we love it. So we do want to do something. So they have something called the After Hours at the Speed. And that's one of the first events I ever went there. They invited all the art teachers at JCBS could go, and they gave us a little drink voucher. And we got to look at the exhibit, and it was like a swanky party.
Like a cocktail party.
I know. I felt very grown up when I went.
I bet.
And so they have invited us to go there in November.
We're going to feel so grown up again.
Yes, we're going to have a booth.
Yes, that's so exciting. So they're allowing us to set up a booth and advertise our podcast. And we're going to bring this Ouija board. We're going to do something.
We're going to bring it.
Yeah.
That's all I'm promising.
We're definitely going to do something with it. And that is super exciting.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's what, November 19th?
It's been November. I'm not sure. It's on a Friday in November. And we will have a little bonus episode that comes out where we, most likely, that's how we're going to do it, where we talk about the cool exhibit, because I can't wait to see it.
Yeah,
awesome.
Me too. And that exhibit is running now until January 2nd. So definitely go for it. It's
got
something
time.
Fun to do. Get into the spooky vibe. I want to know, I'm so curious, like, is the artwork itself supposedly haunted? Are the artists, like, did they?
I don't know.
What is it exactly?
I think the subject matter is like
paranormal.
Yeah, paranormal subject matter. But who knows? Maybe there's a spirit attached to one of those paintings.
We'll ask the Ouija board that night.
You will ask it.
Oh, I can't do it by myself.
I don't know. I am not making any promises.
All right. Well, that will be super fun. Whitney, thank you so much for that Ouija board. That is so exciting. I love it. I love that it says sturdy wood board.
Right. That's how you know
it ain't no flimsy Ouija board.
It is by Hasbro, but
Oh, that's funny. It is a Hasbro, like they're like cute little gaming thing on there. Oh man, that is great. I didn't even know you could buy these anymore.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
You can summon the devil wherever you want.
Oh please. If I ask it, will my mom let me go to the concert tonight? How am I summoning the devil?
You are still opening a portal.
Oh brother, it is a piece of wood that is so cutely designed.
Oh. I want to thank you, Whitney. I want to thank you.
Oh, I thank you, Whitney. And yes, I am your favorite. So thank you. She even said that Steve, her husband, dropped it off to you at school and did not want to.
No, I go to see him for my chiropractor. And
funny. Okay.
So when I walked in, he was like, "Oh, I'm glad you're here. I've got something I have to give you."
Yeah, he couldn't wait to get rid of it. She said he did not want to take it.
Oh, he gave it to me and I was like, "Are you kidding me? I don't want this." And he was like, "I don't want it."
Oh, that's so funny. Like Whitney and I are so much alike, and you and Steve are so much alike.
So much alike.
That's hilarious. Okay, so get back to your problem. What problem do you have, and let's fix it.
So for like the last week, at least, maybe 2 weeks,
mm-hmm.
I keep waking up almost exactly an hour after I fall asleep.
Oh.
So during the school week, it's like around 1:37 because I'm not good at taking care of myself, and I go to sleep too late.
Yeah.
On the weekend, I'm not going to sleep till like 1:30,
mm-hmm.
and it's happening at 2:30, almost exactly.
Well, that's weird.
So much so that I'm like, but I wake up almost like in a panic, like, oh, I need to do this. And then I realize there's nothing going on, and I go back to sleep. And then not every night. That has happened every night. But then this, every once in a while, I'd say every 2 out of 3 nights, I'm waking up like at 4 a.m. also.
Well,
isn't that weird?
You're like on Macy James's schedule, my toddler's schedule.
For no reason. There's nothing happening.
Anxiety. What are you stressed about? Tell me. Lay it out here. Just lay it down.
I don't know what I'm stressed about. I mean, just life, I guess, but I don't feel overly stressed. Especially our show's over. I feel like that was
I thought you meant like a TV show you're watching. I'm like, oh yeah. I mean, that must have stressed you out. Like, whatever it was. I'm glad you stopped. It seems stressful. Yeah, our live show was done. Yeah. So I don't know what could be.
Isn't that weird? And every night I wake up with the same thought, but you know how like a dream once you're starting to wake up, you can't
Yeah.
remember it.
Yeah.
So I can't remember what it is.
I wonder if you're just having a reoccurring dream that keeps waking you
It's like
up.
the same duration
Maybe.
of time. Isn't that creepy?
That is weird.
I don't like it.
Yeah, that's weird. I would boil it down to stress of some kind. I don't know. Well, this was kind of creepy, and I don't have an explanation for it. And
Okay.
it literally just happened before I walked over here.
Okay.
So I'm trying to get Miles in bed, and I'm like, remember to be a good mom, be in the present moment, but go to fuck to bed. Because I'd like to get over there and have a drink and have fun. So I'm like reading a story, and I'm trying to pace myself, but also go quickly. And then I get done, and the hall light's on, and I stand there because he says pleasantries like, sleep tight, Mom. I'm like, sleep tight, baby. Like, I hope you get lots of rest. I'm like, you too, honey. Like it just goes on. It's really just his way to extend bedtime.
Right.
But it's so cute. It's like way more original than I want to drink water.
Right.
So I just kind of hang out to hear what all he has to say. And it's so sweet. And I'm standing in the hallway, like right in front of my bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
And I hear, it sounds like someone is on my bed, like that creaking sound.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, on my bed. And so I stand there for a minute. I'm like, and I look over and I see James on the couch and the baby's in bed and Blake's downstairs.
Ew.
I know. So I was like, what in the hell? So I just like reached over and like turned the light on, and there's nothing in there. But it definitely was that audible, like, our bed is kind of squeaky. It sounded just like somebody had like sat down on the bed.
Ew.
I know. It didn't creep me out at all, though. I was like,
What?
I swear it didn't. I was like, what? That was weird. And then I just turned the light off.
Oh my gosh.
And I even thought to myself, like, why doesn't that scare me? It
Yeah,
should. It should have freaked me out.
Totally should.
It didn't. It kind of made me more irritated than anything. Like, oh, please don't let there be somebody in this house and I have to deal with that when I'm trying to get over here to my sister's.
Okay. So if the Ouija board is ever done by me,
Ooh, I
it
could
will not be
ask.
done in this house. But
Okay.
but maybe in your house, maybe.
Uh-huh.
Maybe I'll just watch you and James do it. At your
James
house.
will not do it. James is more of a weenie than you are, for
Oh.
sure.
I don't want to touch it.
But it is comical to me, like how, like, I think it's just me being stubborn, and I know Reby is like loving this right now, but I think it is like my stubbornness that does not allow myself to get freaked out. I mean, sometimes like when it's like 2:00 in the morning and I see that damn toy in the middle, that creeped me out for sure. But like things like our lights have been doing weird things. I mean, like we'll be
Mhm.
asleep.
Okay.
We'll be totally asleep and our light will come on. Now we have a push button. It's not like a flip. So it's like something more electric, like there's more wiring in there. So
Mhm.
that's what I'm thinking. But it is jarring and it always pisses me off. It never freaks me out. I never get that feeling of like, oh my gosh, that's so scary. I'm just like, what the hell is going, like, stop. Like if it, I don't know. I don't ever think it's anybody that could stop it, but it's just ticks me off. So there have been some strange things going on with our lighting. There have been some, a little bit of a strange noise tonight. I thought, I bet it was like Macy James rolling over in her crib. And I heard that sound. And because I was standing right there by my bed, it kind of made me associate that sound with our bed.
Okay.
That's what my debunk for myself is. But I don't know about the lights. I'm not an electrician, but again, it's electricity. So it does nothing to me except for just pisses me off. But I do think it's interesting to think, like, I wonder why I'm so like jaded, I guess is the word, or just cut off from it. I'm like, this is ridiculous.
Because you're Diana Clem's daughter.
I guess so. Although, I mean, she's like the most open-minded when it comes to paranormal shit ever.
Yeah, but I feel like she also is not afraid of anything.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So she might be open to it. She might fully believe that a ghost just did it,
it's
but
still
she'd be
gonna
like,
piss her off.
cut it out.
Yeah, true. That is true. That is definitely how she would be. So I don't know. Weird things happening. I'll keep you updated on the frustration and anger that it brings me.
Okay. Well, when you and Blake decide to do.
Oh, Blake would totally do this with me. That's who I'm getting.
Oh my gosh. I do want to be present when it happens. I just don't want to touch
Oh my
it.
gosh. Oh man, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. We'll figure it out.
Very scary.
Thank you so much, Whitney. I personally love it.
Mhm. Yes. Thanks, Whitney.
I'm gonna like find it burnt in the back, back of my house in the wood
Yeah,
pile.
for sure. And then you'll find it again in a normal spot.
Oh, I
and
can't
burn.
wait. It'll be so exciting. I'll have to really work hard to debunk that, but I'll try.
Do we want to talk quickly about Mystic Midnight River. What was that? What was that movie? What was that show?
We could definitely talk
Midnight
about
Mass.
Mystic River, but that's a movie from 1995 that I haven't seen since the
I don't
day.
think I've ever seen it.
Yes, you have. I made you watch it. Oh no, that was A River Runs Through It. No,
Oh yeah,
there's so many river movies. Nope, that's not it either. It was what's that movie?
River Wild.
A River Wild.
Oh yeah,
with
when you
Meryl
were
Streep.
in labor.
Yes, it was so good.
It was so riveting.
It was such a good movie, and I'm like, oh, please get this contraction going because this is a good part of the movie.
Yeah, that was early in that day when we were all still happy and excited.
Oh Lord, that day was horrible. But
I mean, it had a good outcome.
oh, sure, kind of sometimes, but yes, most of the times it's a great outcome.
No, Midnight
Mystic River is definitely a movie, by the way.
Yes, but I've never seen it.
I
But
have. I think it's good.
Midnight Mass.
Midnight Mass, horrible.
I told you you'd hate it.
Well, at first I thought,
at first I liked it.
yeah, at first I liked it, and I even liked the monologues because
Oh,
I had
no, I
I
did not like
needed
the
a little bit of character.
Yeah.
They had enough. Like by episode 2, I
Yeah.
had a good feel for everybody.
Sure.
So they didn't need to go into all of that.
Yeah.
I mean, the way
We
that they
talked for
spoke,
25 minutes about what happens when you die between like two characters.
it
I
was
like,
horrible. And then it's not even that they go into detail; it's that they repeat
yes.
for effect. So for example,
yeah.
they would say like, "This Ouija board is so spooky. It's so spooky because the Ouija board is so spooky."
Yeah.
I'm like, stop saying the same
Right.
exact thing over and over. You're not even paraphrasing it. It's
I
the
know.
exact same thing over and over
Oh,
again.
I know.
Oh, it was so annoying. By the end of it, I was mocking it. It was not scary. James was mocking it. At the end, he was like, "Well, here we go again. We have your sister to thank for another recommendation."
I told you early on,
You did.
I'm wrong. Don't watch this.
You did. But then there was so much buzz about it on Facebook. I was like,
I
"Well, I
know.
got to give this shit some try." But give it a try. But it was yeah, and it was also very predictable.
yeah.
By the time it got to like the good part at the end, like when stuff's gonna really finally start to happen, oh my
Right.
gosh, it took us forever. But I'm like, okay, it's starting to happen. Then I was like, oh, I don't even care anymore. I already know exactly what's gonna happen. She's
Yeah.
gonna
Spoiler.
well, okay, the self-righteous lady is gonna ruin it for herself because that's how it always is.
Yeah.
Self-righteous people. And that is one
Yeah.
thing I thought, well, there's your takeaway.
Right. I know. I left, even though I didn't love it all the way through, I was like, it's a great portrayal of like
Mhm.
how stubborn people can be
Oh yeah.
and how self-righteous people can be.
Ugh.
And like, no.
It's only their way.
yeah.
Oh man, she was horrible. She played that
Ugh,
role
I know.
so well. And I swear, James and I had a conversation. I was like, I have like church PTSD.
Right.
And when I see her and the way she is, I can picture a certain person from the church we grew up in. I'm sure you can too.
Mhm.
That I'm like, that is her. And that
Yeah.
is how she would speak. And that is her, like even down to her inflection and like
yeah.
very preachy and sermon like. And I hated being around that person.
Yeah.
And so every time I see her character, I'm like, she's like nails on a chalkboard and just so dismissive of people
Yeah.
and scolding and so wrong.
And so unloving. Like the whole
Unloving.
point
right.
of Christianity
Yeah.
should be your love.
Right.
And it's like the one thing that they're like, that part's not important.
Right. No, she was like brimstone and
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
she wanted like the fire and brimstone. She was ready for
Yeah.
punishment and judgment day, and she was eating every bit of it up
Yeah.
until she literally was eating every bit of it up. And I'm like, okay, spoiler alert. But
I
yeah.
also really liked the part with the sheriff when you got to hear more about, like, I don't know a lot about the Muslim.
Yes, that was
religion.
fascinating. Yeah.
Like, oh, well, that sounds, maybe I want to be Muslim.
Oh, I know.
That's
Oh,
really
yeah. Yeah.
interesting.
No, I had a professor in college who was Muslim, and she was amazing. And she was actually kind of like the first person that ever made me start to question like how judgmental
Yeah.
the church I came from was. Because I'm like, you're amazing. Like
Yeah.
everything she said was so compassionate and kind and inclusive. And I'm like,
Mhm.
that's the kind of lady I want to be around, not
Right.
that church lady that I was always around.
Right.
Like, this is who I want to be like and around. And so she kind of like, she definitely made a big impact on me in college and opened my mind to a lot. Anyway, so yeah, that, and then also, I don't know how true it is, but I'd imagine it's so true. Like when he went through his experience in the police department.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that was like, oh my gosh, like how heart-wrenching. The whole thing, yeah.
Yeah.
So there were parts.
There are definitely parts.
They had shining moments, but
The,
they could have made it a 1-hour movie and been done.
Right. Maybe a 2.5-hour movie.
I
But a
mean,
movie.
if they had cut out how many times they repeated the same sentence, it would have been whittled down to an hour.
Right. And anytime I see the monster,
Yeah.
it loses. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah. The minute I see him, I'm like, you're not scary anymore.
Yeah.
You're just, although I did think it was real creepy how, like, when he would feed and he would get distracted, he wouldn't stop.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, that was creepy. I was like, ooh, that's pretty creepy. Like, he's just so.
Yeah.
Ooh.
There are definitely some good parts.
Yeah.
I didn't get super scared a lot.
No,
which is what I wanted.
I never got scared.
I want to rewatch the Hill House show from new eyes, like I've never seen it.
Yeah, that one was a good one.
That show scared the crap out of me.
Yep, me too. That one was a good one. But don't worry, because this Thursday we're gonna watch Descent. And I remember watching it and I was like, oh my gosh, this might be. So I really hope it's the right movie that I'm thinking of.
It is, because I know that movie's supposed to be incredibly scary.
Like they go into a cave?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Yeah, girl. Get ready.
I know, I've never seen it.
Is scary. Oh, it is scary. And it's Halloween time and I am pumped. I love a good scary movie around Halloween time. Oh,
yes.
It's exciting.
I know, that's why we're going all out.
Oh yeah. Yeah, big.
Rochelle once said, oh, I'll never watch Descendants if we do this, or the Descent or whatever.
Descent, yeah.
And I was like, oh no, you're gonna watch it with us. Come on. She wrote, oh hell. When I like,
look,
yeah.
We'll just get her a bottle of tequila. She'll be fine.
I know. Listen, I'm gonna be screaming.
Aaron will be under the covers.
It will be comical. It will be comical just to hear how scared I am. It'll take you out of the
actually
scare.
Don't have to push play, Rochelle. Just listen to Aaron be scared for an hour and a half.
Oh my gosh. It'll be fun.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. Okay, so we've talked a lot. You
ready?
Let's
get to it. Okay, so I'm reading a story from Melanie, who's written in before.
Yes, she has. It's been a
really
long time. Yeah. So thank you for writing back.
I'm like swapping two stories. I can't figure out which one. She wrote the one about the cat.
I want to associate her with a cat.
Okay.
But I don't know. That might be totally off. Or maybe we read hers in the same episode that we read another one about a cat.
Yeah, I'm going to go back because I remember. I kind of just want to go back and listen to our earlier stories because it's been a while.
Yeah, it has been.
But anyways, this is titled Hide and Go Freak Out.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Hey ladies, love listening to the show. Keep up the great work. Among my many encounters with the spirit world, one instance stands out in my memory. At the age of 16, I found myself at a friend's house enjoying a fun evening with a small group of us. This house was one of the first in our small town, built in the mid-1800s. It was huge. Now listen to this house.
Okay.
The house has 4 stories.
Wow.
Including a musty basement, a large, elegant staircase in the foyer, and a discreet staircase leading from the kitchen to the former servants' quarters on the 3rd floor.
Wow.
I know, swanky.
Mm-hmm.
This was the perfect setting for us to play a form of hide-and-seek tag combination we called Raptor. Which I love that they're 16 and they're like, oh, we're going to make this an epic game.
That's always, kids like that are always so fun.
I know.
They don't care. They're not about being cool. They're just like, let's have a good time. Who cares?
And this game sounds like a blast until it sounds terrifying. So just get ready.
Okay.
The rules are pretty easy. The group starts in the basement and attempts to make it up to the designated room on the 3rd floor without being tagged by the raptor. If you are tagged, you become a raptor as well, seeking out others. All of this in a dark, old, spooky house where your imagination can get the better of you at times. Knowing full well how these circumstances could influence my state of mind, I can say without a shadow of a doubt that what I saw was real and present.
Oh, okay.
Throughout the evening, we played until it was my turn to be the raptor. I caught a couple people as they tried to sneak past me, ducking into one of the 2nd floor bedrooms, but noticed someone pass by the doorway when we turned to leave. I instructed one of my newly acquired teammates to guard the grand stairwell, and the other, Kelsey, to go around the servant staircase. Lastly, I started to ascend the stairs to the 3rd level, where I caught sight of someone's feet rounding the corner of the stairs. I rushed after them, determined to overtake my peer before they made it to the safe room. When I reached the top, though, the whole floor was dead silent. I went to see if this yet unidentified friend had achieved victory. I love how, like, I can feel the power.
Yes,
she's
definitely.
like, I was not going to let them go.
Right.
So achieved victory, but no one was in the safe room yet. Kelsey emerged from the servants' staircase, having checked that route. We talked briefly, trying to come up with a plan, when she silently pointed down the hall. We saw a skinny Asian boy.
What?
Neither of us recognized him, but we both assumed he had come with another friend. He turned the corner and peeked back at us before ducking back again. That part of the hall led to a dead end with a built-in dresser on the far wall. We followed, feeling confident we would add another to our team shortly. I led with my teammate silently back in case he tried to dodge me. In the nook, I found myself standing against the wall next to the dresser. I reached to tag him, and he turned and ran through the wall.
What?
What? Is what they also say. I must have screamed because Kelsey came flying around from behind, asking first, "What's wrong?" and secondly, "Hey, where did he go?" I pointed to the dresser, which she must have assumed meant he was in the drawers, because she started pulling the drawers out. One she pulled a little too hard, and it came crashing out of the wall. Behind the drawer, we could see a narrow doorway hidden by the dresser.
What?
I felt cold chills looking into the pure darkness of this secret space.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
That is so exciting.
Oh my gosh.
This is a movie.
Oh, it's awful. From the main floor, we heard yelling that the game was over. Kelsey and I rushed down as fast as we could, despite feeling like my legs were jello. The Raptors had tagged everyone, and we had won. Everyone was accounted for, and there was no Asian friend of a friend.
What?
We told the group about the hidden room we discovered, but I chose not to return for an investigation.
No.
I mumbled something about curfew and left shortly after, still rattled. The friend whose house it was had been previously unaware of the room, and it was not shown on any blueprints. It may have remained undiscovered had we not pursued that boy. And
That's it?
Nothing else. There's not
No.
even a goodbye.
No.
I know.
Melanie. Melanie. I thought you liked us.
I know.
You lied.
No.
Did
Liar.
you? What was in the room? They had to have gone in that room.
I know. I wrote back because I was like, you cannot leave us.
No, you cannot leave
us
it like
here.
that.
Somebody went there. Like, you told a parent that we found a room, and that parent went in.
Yeah. Hell yeah, they did. Sign me up. I'll be that parent.
Yeah. Is it that house still available? Can we go
Yes.
look? I would go look now.
Could you imagine people who would just put the drawer back and not go in?
No, I cannot imagine. I mean, I would until you came over.
And I'd go first.
Oh,
And you'd be right behind
yeah,
me.
you would.
Yeah, but I'd make you come with
I
me.
would be like a little leech on your back, like just attached, like legs up around your waist,
And then
backpack style.
Your hand slides down and you feel my Ouija board under my arm. I'm like, come on, girl, let's go.
I'm so glad that ended with Ouija board. I was like, where is this going?
You have a dirty mind.
I know. I'm sorry. It's true.
You really do. I was totally just picturing me like hiding the Ouija board under my arm so you wouldn't see it, and then you noticing it. Oh, you're a mess. Okay. Wow. Okay. So if there was a door, he could have just gone into the door. It could have been a real boy living in that room.
I know. I mean, really, truly.
Yeah.
There's a whole room. I'm not going to say that it's not, but it is weird that, like.
Well, she did say she saw him go through the wall.
Yeah.
I wonder if she, like, from her angle, it looked like he went through the wall.
Yeah.
But then come to find out, there's like a hidden way to like open the door a little bit, and he slid through the wall.
I mean, maybe. But
Either way, you have a little boy living in your home, or living in this home that nobody knows about.
Yeah. Something is incredibly
amiss.
Scary. No matter what it is, it's very scary. It is weird if it really is, like, let's say a family squatting up there.
Yeah.
That they could be that quiet that like you would never hear it. It's
There's a movie, Parasite.
Oh my gosh, I love Parasite.
Yes, that movie.
Is amazing.
Okay, you won on that one. You recommended that one.
That's right. That's right.
And James and I were watching. He was like, "Oh, here we go." Your sister.
I'm so offended.
I know. It always cracks me. It makes me laugh every time the way you two poke at each other. But he's like, "Here we go again. Here's your sister's recommendation," because it's weird.
It is very weird.
But then we were both so enthralled, and by the end of it, he's like, "Okay, I'll give her that one."
Yeah,
it was good.
There is never a moment where you are right in a prediction in that movie.
Never. Oh, it's
like you can think, "Oh, okay, I see what's happening here," and then you're like, "Oh my gosh, I definitely did not see that."
Never. Happening. Yeah, so many twists and turns, and did not see it happen. And such an insane story.
It is so good.
So I don't want to spoil anything because
Right.
it's one of those hidden ones too that I feel like it didn't get very much buzz about.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or
I'd
did?
say, I don't know,
Did
there
it?
was some buzz. It's so good.
It's so good. Okay. Anyway, yeah, that's a good one, but I'm gonna go with like Family Squatter.
Oh my gosh, it's so scary. I just really, really, really need an update.
That would be such a good book that
Yeah.
I don't read, but that you would read and then you would recap to me.
Yeah.
Like from a family's perspective of like what all you would, as a mom, what you would have to go through to get your kids to be quiet, to be squatters.
Right. I don't know why Michaela keeps sending me these awful videos, but Michaela keeps sending me on TikTok all these like
Squatter
videos that are terrifying. They're so
love
scary.
it. Yeah.
A lot of them are not like you see a squatter, but it's like, oh, look at this
The
hidden room,
remnants.
and you're like looking through this room, and you're like, there's going to be a jump scare.
Oh
and
no.
there hasn't been. Oh, there's been one where I was like, oh my, what the hell is that?
Oh.
And then it like cuts off.
Oh my gosh.
So Michaela, thank you. You're scaring me a lot.
But again, a lot of those can also just be set up
Yeah, that's true.
to get publicity from. I just don't believe in anything. I mean, literally, I just watched a 60 Minutes with James about what's it called? Deep fake. Have you heard about this?
No.
Where they can superimpose people's faces onto like moving bodies in a video, and they look seamless. So like it's this new technology, and they're talking about like in one way how cool it is, and then another way how terrifying it is. Like for political, like it looks exactly like they did this one of Tom Cruise on TikTok, and for weeks everybody thought it was Tom Cruise, like doing all this ridiculous, silly stuff. And then come to find out it was some guy, and he was some Belgium guy who was like, yeah, I figured out how to do this like technology, but it looks just like Tom Cruise
like a
is
normal
talking.
guy knows how to do this.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah, well, he's not normal. I mean, he's he's like way smarter than you and I.
Okay. But like
combined.
okay.
So I mean, we might be a little below normal, below average, but you get the gist. He's got a lot going for him in the technology world.
Okay.
I don't know if he's got like a title or whatever, but yeah, how creepy is that?
Yeah, that is scary.
Yeah. So that's why I'm like, no, everything is fake news now. I don't believe any of it. I'm skeptical of everything now. So I'm also very skeptical of these, like, get millions of hits off TikTok because it's so scary. I'm like, you did that.
Yeah, I don't know. There are some, like, I usually, when I get on my TikTok deep dives, it's like really late at night. And then I get too scared. So I try not to watch the scary ones.
And you wonder why you keep waking up an hour after you go to bed. Maybe.
No, I don't. I really don't watch a lot of, I'm like not on scary TikTok, except that
girl, you just said
Michaela sends them to me. And
has she been sending them to you every day for the last week?
No,
Michaela,
she, does not.
She needs to sleep.
No.
Stop sending her TikTok
No,
videos.
she doesn't. Don't stop. Don't stop.
Send them to me. I know I don't do TikTok. Is that why she doesn't send them to me? It's fine.
I
Michaela.
mean, she sends them to my skeptical sister, but I'm the one who runs her.
Oh,
So
okay.
I was might be sending them to you, but you don't check them.
Okay. I was going to say, well, I'm Whitney's favorite. You can be Michaela's favorite. It's fine.
Miranda sends me scary. Well, it's again 2 hours.
What the hell is
it's
happening
2 hour
here?
TikTok page, but she sends me like the ones where you would think they're definitely fake, but they're all just like, look at this very scary thing.
Oh,
so I don't know.
Well, I don't know. I'm going to say real little boy who knows a secret passageway, and how terrifying is that?
That's very scary.
Wow, good one, Melanie, and great
great
title, not subtitle, great title, and
great writing. I was in there. I felt
yes,
it. I wanted that win.
The game, I know, right there with you on that for sure. And then I love the name, the Raptor.
Right,
Yeah,
I know.
that's hilarious.
It made me think because we used to play the Dark Game.
Oh, Dark Game. I was thinking sardines, but yeah,
yeah, it does remind me of sardines. Although this version sounds cooler, but we used to play Dark Game where we would turn off every light in our house and play hide and seek with our whole family. Mom and Dad.
And Dad would always hide underneath like end tables. Oh, he was terrifying. He would always find the best, unsuspecting places to hide, and you'd walk by and he'd grab your feet.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Or he'd
Parents.
I mean, like he'd laugh real evil and loud. It was so scary. It was so much fun.
We would beg for our parents to play it.
Yeah.
I cannot wait till our kids get a little bit older to play it. Like right now, I don't want to deal with nightmares, but
right.
So the title of this is Dead Pet, and I hope I sent this to the right address.
Oh, no. Oh my gosh, really quick. I do a project with my kindergartners where it's called like Wild Hair Day,
Yeah.
and I take a picture of them.
Oh, yeah.
I made your
Yeah.
son do this.
Miles. Uh-huh.
And I tell them, if you want to take a goofy picture, you can. Just make
Yeah.
sure you're looking straight, straight in the camera.
Uh-huh.
And I take a picture, and then we make their hair all wild with lines.
Yeah, it's so cute.
And for my sample one time,
Oh, no.
I took a picture of myself,
Uh-huh.
made a very goofy face, and then emailed it to myself, except that I emailed it to some other lady named Erin at JCPS.
Oh, no.
And it was the most ridiculous picture, and I had to write back, I am so sorry.
Oh,
That
my gosh.
looks like a weird prank. But I just sent you like it was no
Could you
description.
imagine? Like, what is she thinking when she opened that up? Like, why would this teacher, this professional woman, be sitting around taking pictures of herself
and then emailing them?
emailing them
Like,
out?
I can see your name. Oh my gosh.
So
I was so embarrassed. She wrote back like, LOL, it made my day. It was hilarious.
Good. I'm glad she had a good sense of humor.
I promise it's for a project that I had to take a goofy picture.
Oh, that's so, well, speaking of that, so Erin is my son's art teacher.
Oh, yeah.
And she has this thing where you can open it up online and see their artwork. So after our episode, I guess, was it last weekend about hedgehogs?
Oh, yeah.
I opened it up and I was like, oh, she's funny. I thought you had him do a project on hedgehogs. It looked just like a hedgehog. And I was like, I bet she had him all pick an animal and she like persuaded him to pick a hedgehog. So I got so excited. I was like, my sister is funny. And then I got home and I was like, I loved your hedgehog. He was like, that was a lion. I was like, oh, it was exactly like a lion. It was a perfect lion. Whoops. Okay. So anyway, this is actually from Jeanette, who I've known for many years. And she was at our live show and I think she sent in like remember we had like a back and forth Facebook that one night where.
Oh, she liked the dead body?
Yes, the dead body.
She wasn't a dead body.
She was not a dead body. She is very much alive, but she had a couple of encounters with dead bodies.
Yeah.
And that was a great episode. It was like live.
I know. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah. So anyway, so that's Jeanette. So she writes it again, but she was very nervous about sending this email to the wrong email address. She even sent me she slid into my DM and said, hey, will you please check your email? Like, make sure that I sent that to the right email. I'm just imagining some random person being like, what the hell is this story in my email about? So
I'm so excited.
Yeah, you did it right. You got to the right My Skeptical Sister. It'd be really weird if there was another one out there. I so hope I'm sending this to the correct email and apologize if some random person is reading this. That's how she opens it. Dear sisters, I tend to lean more toward the skeptical side, so I have tried to debunk these on my own. Hopefully you can help.
Oh, I love these.
Mm-hmm. First story. My parents had this black alley cat from before I was born until late into my teens. It was the nemesis of my father. That cat wouldn't just meow. It would literally scream this high-pitched hell cat at all hours of the night.
Ugh.
It was primarily an indoor cat, but would often scream to go outside until my father would open the door and let him out. I'm sure Dad's like, just go and don't come back. His favorite perch was right outside my father's bedroom window, of course it was. Oh, cats are funny like that.
Yeah.
Like they got a kind of a wicked sense of humor where it's like, they like the ones that don't like them.
Yeah, that's always been my case. I'm like, why is this cat on my lap?
Right.
I thought you were supposed to be aloof.
Yeah, right. No. His favorite perch was right outside my father's bedroom window, where he would sing the call of his people literally all night. That's so cool. What a great line. I know this well because my bedroom was underneath my father's room. That sucks. So needless to say, the fact that this cat outlived all the other pets until it was the ripe age of 22 years old.
Wow.
Right? Was just likely to spite my father. He was blind by the time he passed away and would just wander around the basement, which was where my room was, until he finally died there. Oh, that's kind of sad. So,
what is it?
I mean, it's what happens.
They sound like they were not too sad about it.
Yeah, right. Dad's like, yes. So, fast forward to several months later, I was still living at home my freshman year at college. I had a study group newly formed, and we had just started studying together. None, in all capital letters, of these people had ever been to my house because we were all strangers just meeting up because we were in the same class. The group arrived at my home, and my mother sent them downstairs to where I was in my room, making some last-minute notes. I heard some noise, so I came out of my room to see 5 people in my family room calling for a black kitty.
Oh,
They had all seen run across the room. We had no other pets. I just looked at them and said that I don't have a cat, and I never told them that my cat had died months prior.
huh. Is there any way a cat could have gotten in?
Yes, Aaron, that's exactly what happened. That's what. Thank you. That's exactly what I was going to say. So a random cat must have gotten in somehow.
Yeah, but then nobody saw it leave either.
Yeah, but it probably left the same way it came in.
But then never came back.
Well, it probably was like, so they're in the basement. I'm guessing like a big open room, and there might be bedrooms. So
Yeah.
it like comes out and it darts across, and it goes back into the bedroom that it came out of, and goes into a window or a crawl space
Okay.
or out a window.
Interesting.
That's my debunk.
Actually, that was my debunk.
Right. But you like literally took that debunk out of my mouth and you presented it as the believer, which is weird. But also maybe a shadow. Like what if it like a shadow darted?
5 people think.
Yeah, that's true. Well, what if but did all 5 people see it, or did one person say, "Oh my gosh, there was a cat. I swear I just saw a cat." And they're all like calling for a cat.
I just can't imagine a world where I'm like, I need that cat to get back here.
I love that that's the weirdest part of the story.
Like, why do they all care so
Why
much?
would they all want that cat to
Yeah,
come
does it have
back?
like $100 bill around its neck? I'd be like, no, weird. They got a cat. And then I would move on immediately.
Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, second story. My grandfather was one of my favorite people in the world when I was younger. He was always at our house fixing things, especially lighting/electrical issues. He was not only an electrician, but fantastic at woodworking. He would make beautiful items for his children and grandchildren. One of the most intricate items he made was for all 3 of his daughters. He made them each a 3-story dollhouse, complete with electricity,
Oh my gosh.
so that all the rooms had lights.
It's like my dream as a kid.
I know, right? Isn't that so cool? He hand carved every single shingle, and the houses
my
were all
gosh.
perfect. I would love to see a picture of that. Grandpa had to go to the hospital when I was about 16. I honestly cannot remember why, but remember thinking that it was a minor procedure and being very shocked and upset when he suddenly passed away.
Oh.
I know, it's awful. My mother had a very hard time with his passing. Following his funeral, we had everyone to our house. Mom was showing everyone all the items in the house that he made for her. Of course, she wanted to show off the dollhouse. She asked me to plug it in so that everyone could see it light up. I cannot stress this enough. There was nothing, and she has that in capital letters, else plugged into the wall. I plugged in the dollhouse and nothing happened. Mom was concerned and asked me to check the plug. I had my back to the group, unplugged the dollhouse, and stood up from the outlet that was at shin level. I was standing there holding the plug, checking to make sure the cord wasn't frayed, and everyone started remarking at how beautiful the lights were.
Oh my gosh.
Right? The cord was in my hand, at least 3 feet from the outlet. Okay, weird, right? But then a few days later, Mom and I came home from shopping, and we were the only people in the house. When we walked through the front door, we could hear Christmas music playing. Years ago, there was a store called Lazarus. Remember
Oh,
Lazarus?
yeah.
Yeah. That would give away nice stuffed animals to get you to come in for their big sales. We searched and found the source of this Christmas music was the Christmas Lazarus bear on the bed. It was lit up and playing music. Mom looked at me oddly and handed me the bear. Not only was the battery pack opened, there had not been batteries in it for years, including this day.
Ooh.
Right? Just an open battery pack and a bear with music and lights. I'm pretty sure she threw it away right then and there.
Yeah, smart.
Last odd story from this time frame was that same day. As I mentioned before, and I love this little story. As I mentioned before, Grandpa often came over to fix things. One of the items that just drove him crazy was our over-the-stove microwave. Grandpa installed this microwave and the light bulb never worked. It seemed to drive him crazy that he just couldn't figure out how to get it to work. Not sure when it happened, but Mom noticed that same day that the light bulb was on and worked from then on.
Oh my gosh. Like his one question to
I
God. It
know.
wasn't like, it was like, what is wrong with that light?
Yeah, please, just
Let me
tell me
fix
how to
this.
fix that light.
It's been driving me crazy for years.
Right.
Oh.
Right. Those are my spooky stories. I hope you have fun debunking them. I cannot wait. And then it says sent from my iPhone, but I think she didn't write that. I think that's so, oh goodness. Okay, let me think. Well, electricity.
Mm-hmm.
is electricity.
I love when you try to use that as your
I know,
excuse.
I know. Okay, no, that's what I was trying to look up before I started. I was like, I know I've. So there was one of our other stories that I had James listen to because I'm like, he works on mechanical things all the time. So I'm like, explain to me, give me my debunk here. How would this happen? And energy does like save up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there is something that where even though she unplugged that, it could have been like unused energy that came on. Something like that. I don't know. He explained it a lot better than I did.
I'm totally convinced. I'm a full
That-
skeptic now.
But then also like the bear, there might be like a coil or something inside of the bear that caused some sort of like electrical thing to happen.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
But my questions surrounding the bear were they sentimental to the grandfather? Did they have anything to do with the grandfather, or was it just like a weird coincidence? And they talk about this bear as if like it was some old bear. Why was it on the bed? Was it always on the bed, or was it like left out on the bed
I thought that it was put on the bed
by them?
by them.
Okay, so it's like that's where its home is. It
Right.
lives on the bed.
Right. And maybe the grandpa's just like, I need to get their attention a little bit and just
fuck with them a little bit.
Yeah. Things happen in threes.
Spice it up a little bit. Yeah. No, I don't know. Like maybe I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, what about that light that you could never get fixed and suddenly?
I think that's coincidence. I think maybe there was like a short or something like that, and
same day as the bear.
Yeah, well, that's why that doesn't really mean that much to me because I'm like the bear. What sentimental value? Like maybe if the bear was like given to her,
the grandpa owned Lazarus.
Owned Lazarus. Owned Lazarus.
You own the labyrinth.
Owned the labyrinth. Or like maybe he took her there that day and that she got that bear with him. And maybe then I would be like, oh, okay. Yeah. But it didn't sound like that bear had any sentimental value, or at least she didn't mention it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. And I think that it might have just been like an old bear whose wiring somehow.
Well, I don't know. It takes
something.
I feel like from a believer's point of view, it takes energy in order to do these things.
Mm-hmm.
And, he did the light in the house and then he fixed that light that's been broken for years. And by that point he was like, I am wore out, but I need them to have one more thing. And maybe they just didn't see that light on the stove first.
She said she didn't know when it happened.
Yeah. So he'd already fixed that. And he's like, I'm going to put out one little thing of energy. And that was just a little easier thing
spark.
Yeah.
Just Christmas music.
Coil.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like a coil that
exactly the grandfather touched the coil.
The coil unraveled. I don't even know if like electricity has coils.
It sounded good.
No,
go with
the word coil. I mean, it sounds legit.
It's one of those words that when you say it a bunch, it loses all its meaning.
It
coil,
really does.
coil.
Anyway, I don't know. I'm gonna call that a UFO.
I love a UFO.
Yeah, I'm going to call it a UFO. I think she's right. I can debunk the cat. The cat one's pretty easy. Like, I think was just an actual cat, possibly a shadow. The series of electrical things happening with no charge, like no.
Yeah. One time I could get around it. I'd give it to you for one time. But
yeah, but like 3 things, that's pretty interesting. And like the timing of when it happened.
To her electrician grandpa being related.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's probably a scientific answer out there.
Yeah.
I'm just not the scientist to give it.
I don't want to make you not want to call things UFOs, but every time you say a UFO, I feel like I win.
Yeah. No, it's okay. It's okay. There are times where you admit that it is a proper debunk.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you a proper, I don't know.
Okay, cool. I like it.
All right. Well, there you go.
Oh, those were great stories. All of them.
Yeah, they were really good. I like tonight's stories. I hate all the other nights. Always hate.
Why is she your favorite, guys?
I don't know. I always hate when I give like a compliment to somebody. Like I just always feel so bad. Like when I say something, I'm like, oh, that doesn't mean I didn't think that about everybody else.
Yeah.
What is wrong with me? Like, who cares? Why am I trying to seek so many people's approval?
Because you're the middle child.
Oh gosh, so
You had to
draining.
live with,
It's exhausting.
yeah, there probably really is something about it. You know, like
Interesting.
you heard other people, you know, our big sister's very smart
Mhm.
and got a lot of compliments growing up.
Uh-huh.
So probably you would hear
Yeah, that's true.
that and you'd be like, well, what about me?
Yeah, well, I guess I'm not as smart as her. Well, I mean, we could all say.
I mean, it
Listen.
doesn't mean it wasn't true, but
Still hurt. Still stung a bit.
right.
Oh, that's funny. Very interesting psychoanalysis.
Thank you.
I mean, I agree. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I am constantly like aware of that middle child syndrome.
Uh-huh.
And
because you had to live with it with me.
well, my middle daughter Nora is she is just very naturally comedic and like outgoing. So
she's always reminded me of myself.
if I had I don't know, $1 for every time somebody said Nora is my spirit animal or like Nora is my favorite, you post about Nora, it cracks me up. I'm constantly aware of like, oh, my girls are hearing that. So I will try to come in. And then I'm like, maybe I'm perpetuating it because I'm not the one complimenting Nora because everybody else compliments her so much. So I'm like,
then,
oh, but yeah,
you are. As the middle child, I'm letting you know right now, you are.
I try to do it. I try to compliment them all very equally.
I'm just teasing you. I really am. I mean, listen, parenting is a shit show. It really is just
really
like a crapshoot. Who knows? We're all going to screw them up. We've all been screwed up in some way or another. I mean, that's just kind of how it goes. Like, whatever, do the best you can and hope that you don't screw them up enough that they come back and do something mean to you.
Right.
Yeah. So, okay. Are we ready for?
We're ready for
fan favorite. Buckle up.
I'm ready. Oh, I'm not buckled, but okay, I'm ready.
Buckle up.
I'm mentally buckled.
Get mentally buckled because you're never going to guess it.
Oh, no, I want to.
Whitney.
Is it really?
Yes,
oh,
it really
funny.
is. So I went and got my hair cut and I'm telling her about this, whatever. And then I was like, oh, duh. I have to pick a fan favorite.
Of course.
Whitney. And why haven't we already picked her? Because
I don't know. Patreon?
First of all, not just Patreon. Hilarious Patreon. It was right after we had that episode where the person's address was 666.
Yeah. And like 666 Devil's Lane or something.
Yeah, something crazy. Yeah. But she then, like, right after that episode, she pledged $6.66.
Yeah,
monthly.
like a special, that's not a tier.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I will do this.
She told me on Saturday that Steve, her husband's like, who am I paying $6.66 to every month? And she's like, don't worry about it. Oh, it's so funny. But she is hilarious and she has been supportive. She listens all the time. She's very active on Instagram.
She's awesome.
She's amazing. And she gave us a Ouija board.
Yeah, no, that's why she's not my favorite. But I do love her. I still love her.
Yes. And I mean, honestly.
Despite the portal to hell, she's brought it to my home.
Oh, and she's eating it up. Like Whitney's sense of humor is hilarious. She's one of my favorite people in life, not just through the podcast, but
yeah, for sure.
Definitely. Like
she's like original from life. And then she's just like bonus that she also likes our podcast.
I know. She's one of those people that I'm like, I can't believe Whitney listens to us. You know, like I feel so honored because she herself, she could be a stand-up comedian. Like she just her timing and she's hilarious. I'm like, you really think we're funny? You know, but yeah, she is awesome.
I also kind of feel that way about literally everyone who listens. I'm like, I can't believe anybody is.
I know, right? Like,
listening.
Well, we've always thought each other were funny,
right?
But I don't think.
I don't know if that translates to other people, but apparently
it does, which is so bizarre to me. But anyway, glad it does.
Yeah,
sure has been fun. Gonna get that crab dinner soon. But anyway, she's so funny because she is a hairdresser. But she is like killing it in that field. Like she's booked constantly. And so I'm like, you go, girl. Like I remember I met Whitney when she started serving at Irish Rover, which was, you know, one of our, and that's exactly what she said she wanted to talk about. I said, what do you want to promote? She said, I guess the Irish Rover. I was like, we promote them all the time, Whitney. And she's like, I know, but I mean, they kind of gave her start. Like she feels like most of her clientele stem from the Irish Rover.
Aww.
Yeah. So she said, it's just like home. She loves the Irish Rover. She loves the food. She loves the people, the atmosphere. So here we go again. Irish Rover. We're going to add on a pint of beer for this. No, I'm just kidding. We want a pint of beer with our fish and chips, Joanne.
I also love that her husband owns he's got his own
True.
practice.
He
She's like,
does.
I'm not going to even mention that.
I know. And I even said to someone, I was like, is there anybody that you know that might need something else promoted? She's like, nah, just Irish Rover.
She really doesn't, because I go to that chiropractor and
It's booked.
booked.
Yeah.
Solid.
Look at Steve and Whitney.
They are killing it.
They are killing it in life. They've got like their business down.
Their house is gorgeous.
Oh my gosh, and they travel. They're
I know.
kid free
They're so
all
cool.
the time.
Oh, they are so cool.
By choice. They love it. They're just going and living life, and they do. They travel all the time, and their life is amazing. And I'm
Yeah.
so glad to be a part of it.
Yeah.
And we are so glad that she listens to us and actually supports us. And I like, she'll send me texts. My favorite part is like she'll send me texts, like just one-liners about something she heard in the podcast. And I
Aw.
love that. Like, always makes my day. I'm like, oh, she really is listening. Like, she's not just being polite and saying that.
yeah.
So yeah, so she is definitely a fan favorite in life and in the podcast. And we are so happy to promote Irish Rover in her honor.
Always.
In her honor, may I suggest when you go to get the cabbage stuffed lamb?
Oh, all right.
It is so good. Or the Rover chicken. The gravy that comes on the Rover chicken, I could drink it. I could drink a cup of it. It is so good. I don't know.
Gross.
It sounds disgusting, but wait till you try it. I don't know how they make it. I mean, it's literally like the most simple meal. It's just a grilled piece of chicken with mashed potatoes and like veggies. But the gravy is like, hello, this gravy is unlike any gravy I've ever tasted.
All right.
So go for that. Trying to think what else you could get there. You know, they also
Obviously
have like
fish and chips.
fish and chips are amazing. They also have like a nice farmer's plate where it's like just different cheeses from local places and
Wow, nice.
fruits. And yeah, so it's really fresh and delicious. And there you go.
We just, Irish Rover, they're our first sponsor.
Yeah,
we
right?
talk them up all the time.
Well, you know, they're iconic here in Louisville
They
for
are.
sure. And as they should be. So we love you, Whitney. We love you, the Rover. We love a pint of beer with our fish and chips.
Yeah.
There we
can't
go.
wait for my free
Can't
food.
wait
And
for
beer.
all that to happen. So yeah, there's my fan favorite. And aren't you proud of me
I am so proud of you.
that I remembered it? Like, sitting in her chair. Okay.
Well, this was a really great night, and we love Whitney, even though she brings us demonic toys.
That's why I love her.
And you guys can follow us on all the socials, on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok.
On the
If you
TikTok.
want to see, guys, spoiler alert, I got a cute new nose ring.
She sure did. It is adorable.
I've wanted it since I was 16, and Dad said he wouldn't pay for college if I got one.
And Aaron finally, at the age of almost 40, was like, you know what? I don't need your money,
Hey,
Dad.
Hey, almost 37. I'm not even 37 yet.
I was
Let's not
rounding up.
Round up.
Rounding up.
I did take a picture, like a selfie, and sent it to Teresa and Christine and Jewel and Emily and said, is this a midlife crisis? I don't know. But Christine said yes because she's rude. No,
well,
she
I mean,
laughed.
it is a little bit,
It is
but
a little bit.
it's the cutest midlife crisis
It's
ever.
so cute. So I did put a little thing on TikTok. So
I
if you
love
want to
it.
see that, go check out TikTok.
Jump
and
on
see
over
that.
there.
Yeah, tell me what to do on there. What do you guys want to see from me? Because I don't know what to do, but I want it.
I'm
to get
thinking
big?
something like a little Irish jig from time to time.
Oh,
Wouldn't that be cute? Jaunty.
sure. I'm sure I would.
Just-
I'm sure I would nail that.
You would be so cute. We
So-
could really try and practice and learn the Renegade. I already kind of know it because I had to learn it once.
I don't want to do that.
Fine.
If you do it, I'll record you.
I already know it. Oh no, I already have the recording. You could just put it up there.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Uh,
Okay. So, anyways, find us on the socials, and you can send in your stories at myskepticalsister@gmail.com. You can visit our website at www.myskepticalsister.com. You can rate, review, subscribe. We just got another one, so thank you for that.
Yes, that was awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Shelly. That last one was from Shelly.
Yeah, and she was already a fan favorite.
Already, she had already achieved the highest that she could have
Pinnacle.
achieved. And she took a step.
She's like,
She took another step.
I'll be the first double.
That's right. You just might be, Shelly.
Yes. So rate, review, subscribe. It does help us a lot. And is there anything else? Did we get it all?
Look out for the Speed Art Museum.
Yes.
That exhibit for sure. If you're
Right.
local, go do it. If not, fly on in.
Yeah,
Let's do
come
this.
on. Let's go. It'd be fun. We'll get our fish and chips. All right.
And a beer.
All right. Thank you guys. We'll talk to you next week.
Peace.
La 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 la.
Our only problem is that we're too perfect tonight. There's no bloopers.
Oh, they're like, I don't know. I lost my train of thought. Totally had a joke there, and then it just like flew out of my mind. The group arrived at my home.
The grouped?
The group.
The grouped?
The grouped. The grouper.
I am grouped.
He was not only an electrician. Does that sound weird? He was la he was
Maybe.
electrician.
It sounded like in my head.
Okay. Oh, now it's just going to sound really funny every time I read it. Okay. He was not only an electrician. It even looks funny. Okay.
Among the toot.
This is so pretty. Like beautiful. He made, if you didn't know what the word pretty meant. Instantly, I don't know what that is about me, but instantly I'm like, oh my gosh, your beer got so loud.
You better not disrespect my beer. Compliment it. But then compliment my empty one too.
That's right. They're both beautiful. Okay, buckle up.
Okay.
Okay,
We're ready.
It turned into a like country pirate. Never know where my accents are going to take me. Okay, here we go, matey.
You ready, kids?
I sat in her chair.
What was that?
I don't know, it was something. You do have 3 other beings living here, though.
Yeah.
You're not going to
Actually-
check it out?
No.
Actually, what?
6 other beings living here. 2 hamsters and a
Oh,
tortoise.
shit. You have a lot of animals, Aaron. When do you like turn into like a
Well,
mini
and a
zoo?
dog.
And a dog.
Another dog.
The one sitting right there.
She's with us.
The
I
one
was
that is
counting
the
her with us.
loudest.
I was counting her with us.
Right. Like she is one of us. Okay, I'm going to get a beer and then take the cheese off. I have so much cheese on the bottom of my beer. What did you all have for dinner?
No idea.
It's like mushy cheese. I'm not calling your house dirty. I'm just pointing out that that every time I pick up my bottle of beer, there's another piece of shredded cheese.
Oh, Sophie had ramen. Could it be a noodle?
I'm not going to taste it to find out.